Hello everyone, this is the Underdog, also known as the German Viking, and I'm re-recording this because somehow everything got corrupted. I don't know what happened, and so I'm gonna try this again. So Vox NBC journalists blame Gamergate and YouTube incels for Captain Marvel Backlash from Biladi on One Angry Gamer. Journalists at left-wing media outlets, which is literally every major entertainment media outlet, have a hard-on for defending Captain Marvel. There has been a war waging on in Nerdom over the upcoming film, where anyone critical of it gets put down, shouted down, and censored by media. What's more is that anyone who doesn't toe the social justice line finds themselves being put in the crosshairs of idle journalists looking for ways to virtue signal while safeguarding the integrity of a fictional character. That's what happened to various YouTubers who got singled out by NBC News, my colleagues, and Vox's Matthew Iglesias. The two journalists singled out YouTubers like John Talks, Band It Incorporated, Altieri and Gianca, calling them incels, mockingly saying that the liberal norms for open dialogue were being threatened. See, god damn it, I'm getting comments or something. But it's interesting, these people these feminists that claim toxic masculinity is men not expressing their views. So when men make videos about the things they're passionate about and criticize, they're being called incels. And incels is basically, so you're gonna basically people who have issues, like say anxiety or just trouble socially, and get talking to the other gender, and you're the way you're using it is as an insult. Oh, you can't get laid, so you're a loser. That is really rich coming from these people. Iglesias started things off on March 4th, condemning those who didn't want to step into the huckbugs of liberal progressivism. It's of course not this is a tweet. It's of course not a threat to free speech in the legal or constitutional sense, but anti-PC fervor turns out to be a significant threat to the liberal norms of open discourse and dialogue. That's kind of ironic, because it's open discourse and dialogue that's being censored by Rotten Tomatoes, for example. In all seriousness, I typed Brie Larson into a YouTube search, and the top result is a video where a guy talks about how he was triggered by something she said in a video and consequently wants to boycott her movie and possibly all Marvel properties. It's cancel culture, it's political correctness out of control. The kids these days. So that is actually also quite ironic. So these are the people who have to defend Brie Larson, a strong woman, and women's need protection from these strong male feminists to protect them, and they're not equals because they can't handle this. So they need to protection from these strong male feminists. Iglesias had a cavalcade of like-minded liberals and social justice warriors, filling up his Twitter feed with reverberated support like an airport trash can, spilling over with fully packed barf bags. That's a nice metaphor, you. His arguments look pretty weak when you see videos like the one from the critical drinker that completely dismantles and destroys everything people like Iglesias and his cronies strawman across social media. But it's not like social justice where you know what it means to be honest. And the video from the drinker, I really recommend it. It's a really good video. It's in the article, so I recommend it. It's just a little bit of 3 minutes, I believe. Iglesias' irreverent mockeries of people Captain Marvel was exacerbated by college like a murderer adding cannibalism to his resume of monstrous behavior. Jesus. Collins' tweet went up on March 4th, 2019, stating that the aforementioned YouTubers were part of an instant hellhole. Here's the tweet. Taking Matthews Iglesias' lead, I searched for Brie Larson today, and it is an incel hellhole. And here is also The follow-up, it is crippling, confusing time in politics and pop culture until you remember everything is Gamergate. Yeah, everything is Gamergate. Even though we're just 300 people in a basement somewhere with a bunch of soccer accounts. If Gamergate is dead and gamers are dead and we're so irrelevant, why do you keep talking about us? Food for thought. And yes, Collins decided to dig up the grave of Gamergate and allow his Twitter account to make love to the old hatchet with an unnecessary tweet, almost like a lonely undertaker making unnecessary love to a freshly buried bodies when no one is around. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god. Unsurprisingly, writers like Matt Collette from the Huffington Post chimed in to support the anti-male narrative that Collins had no qualms of slipping into. Tim Curry slipped into the lingerie of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh my god. So you're ridiculous and men's rights is nothing. That statement right there doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because so what? They're basically using this as a dog whistle. Sorry if there's a little bit noise in the background, but it's my dog making some noise. But they're using men's rights, incel, alt-right, and Gamergate basically as dog whistles because they mean something completely different, but want to basically use them as racist, sexist, transphobes, homophobes, and whatever you wanna use as a pejorative or an insult. And that's what these people are doing. And again, if there's so much toxic masculinity, but when men express their opinions, it's just a bunch of incels. The logic here, or the lack of, is astonishing. Other blue checkmarks continued the straw man narrative that basically any YouTuber talking negatively about Captain Marvel is not only an incel, but also an alt-righter, because obviously no one is married or exercises an ounce of common sense could find an upcoming film insufferable. Can someone explain to me and Molly Jong Fast why the incel alt-right determined that Alita is their alternative to Captain Marvel? Is it really as simple as they're mad at Brie Larson and Alita is a sci-fi action movie with a female protagonist? So show, why not? See, so we hate women, but we would rather watch another movie led with a female that is actually good instead. That is a contradictive statement and doesn't really make sense. So these people like to contradict themselves when it comes to their arguments. There's also the obligatory social justice buzzwords tossed around as if alt-right, incel, and Gamergate weren't enough. Some of them decided to claim that YouTube suggestion feeds would be gross for a while. Your YouTube suggestions are going to be so gross